Snap again. Give me 1 minute. Give me 30 seconds. I don't remember where it was.
This is remedial. This is a remedial school right now, but go ahead.
Then, no, it don't have to be. We could just have a conversation.
Well, if we were having a conversation, the first thing would be, this is something you seem to do a lot. And that is, you will try to say something about people being a fan of mine, which is the weirdest thing that a man keeps saying. No, so then stop bringing that up. If somebody's a fucking fan of mine, why does that need to be brought up? Or you need to be bringing up that they need to be talking about me. That is quick. Well, that is very weird.
Stand down, bro. So like I said, there was no reason for him to mention you and take you out of it. I want to know why you think. Okay, so cool, so great. So stand down, please. So cool, so stand down, please. I'm trying to understand why he tried to make a point as if there's not already a call-out culture in the black community, as if that's not already in place, and as if that dysfunction within that isn't already an economy. That's what I'm asking him.
Go ahead, brother, because please, I want to hear you.
Can I explain this, or he wants to play the clip over again? Whatever.
No, I want to hear your explanation. Go ahead.
I just want you to explain it.
Well, I said it before. What I said is, you can critique Tommy for the economy that he participates in. I think he participates in a different ecosystem. I mentioned a few names like Ann Coulter is considered a provocateur. You could talk about Candace Owens, Ben Shapiro. I think he's been on some of these folks' shows or knows them. That's a different ecosystem. Critiquing black dysfunction is not the same as black dysfunction.
It absolutely is. I disagree. Right, and so that's where I disagree. So
now that's fine, but think about it. He did answer it. Now that's where the conversation can go, but he did answer it.
Great. So I didn't say he didn't answer that.
Now, can I mention something else quickly?
Go ahead.
Hold on, let him respond. Let him respond to.
That's what he did.
He can go ahead and respond.
We got a solid answer. Let him.
No, Sharon, he said he can finish it off. I think he's trying to just dovetail something he said.
Let him expound what he said. Let him expound.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to, when I mentioned Black Wall Street odds, and you kind of giggled on that, I was confused because Black Wall Street is a very tragic, but successful at the same time economic situation with black people historically. So I have a YouTube channel called Black Wall Street Odds, and when I threw out Ice Cube's name, you kind of didn't understand that because his company went public, right? This is about black positivity, the counter to vice culture. I'm trying to present alternate culture. So when a black man who his company goes public the same day that SpaceX goes public, and I've been on black YouTube platforms and black folks are giggling, he's comparing Ice Cube with Elon. That's not what I'm doing. What I'm doing is this man created a company from scratch. Black man, since black males are so maligned, the company you can buy stock in as a black person to get behind it, and you can make money, and he can make money. A black-owned company is the only black professional league that has gone public. Our Knicks, Sharon, are going to be next. The Knicks and the Rangers are going to go public as separate entities. That's a side game. I talk about that. I talk about Prince's Vault being worth money. I talked about the Wu York Knicks, as in Wu-Tang, how they got together, right? All I'm saying is all these things. Matter of fact, the next was about black hair. Get this. If black folks aren't aware, NASA is studying black hair. Now, people are giggling. We're going to giggle ourselves out of the next payday. Asians are going to keep on making money off of your hair. Black hair is being studied by NASA. Right? Okay. So all I'm saying is this is my channel trying to give black folks game on investing in black things. Think about how good that would be to invest in black things. Now, this is coming from the corny black guy. This is coming from the guy, the white speaking black guy who went to a black college who has a channel called Black Wall Street Odds. Just play Sharon. If you want to break in when people doing this, just play that little song. Just play that song they have at the Oscars when they watch it.
Right, yeah. because Afro-Nerd, you gotta put a period on it somewhere, so this way.
All I'm saying is we have to listen to each other.
Hold on, Afro-Nerd, you said a lot. That's a lot to digest.
He said a lot without saying anything about World Star the shade room, or the economy that he got cut off for talking about, the economy that promotes degeneracy, the Tommy Sotomayor economy, that economy.
That's not the same economy. We can argue about that.
He did answer that. See, that was the first thing he said.
Hey, my nigga. Hey, I just sat here and listen.
Let him argue it.
You need to loosen the tension off your do-rag, sir.
So because Tommy, if I'm not mistaken, Tommy did do content at some point with Ann Coulter, did he not? Did you not?
It's separate economy.
You've never done any content with her, never shouted her out or nothing.
Now you don't went to shouting her out.
I'm trying to remember what it is because your name was tied to her. And when
I'm gonna give the answer. I shouted her out when she said something simple, which was, "Hold on." She said that civil rights is for blacks, not others. And I said, she's right.
Right. So I have just simply a good memory. I just couldn't remember exactly what it was. I didn't remember if you did content with her or if you just simply simply attached yourself to her, which you're saying you did now. So now that you attached yourself to her, now we can go back to what the Goofy just said, right?
But he said she's in a different economy.
But how is she in a different economy if you're in it with her?
No, she said me and her are in the same one.
Right. One that denigrates black people.
That ain't what he said. He said that was the criticize.
That's what I'm saying, though. Do you not understand what I'm saying?
But that's different than what he's saying. You cannot try to hold him to what you think.
Having an interaction.
No, I'm saying you can't hold him to what you think.
She's anti-black. He's making the claim that there's an economy. He doesn't.
You use a word and call it anti-black. You're using a word anti-black. He would tell you he doesn't believe it is anti-black. That's your opinion.
Right. I know.
So he can argue your opinion if you ain't going to change.
What?
If you're adding things that another person's not saying. If I say I don't want my child to be
on what he's saying because you don't have to, because you keep being there for him. Like I understand you got to save your fucking sons, but I'm talking to him. Do you not get that?
I think you jealous because I got more sons than you, apparently.
Ain't nobody never gonna have to speak for me, little nigga. Nobody. You know he can't. So you keep trying to help him, nigga.
You didn't hear him.
I can hear him plain as day. He won't stand on what he said. He said the Shade Room. He said World Star. For some reason, you skipping that and going to Ann Coulter and Tommy. I'm saying all y'all the same. Why do he have to deal with his point? Why do he have to deal with his own point? Why he keep running behind you?
He talked until Sharon was trying to stop him from talking.
This is insane.
Did it not just happen, Sharon? That he was talking so long that
because he wouldn't wrap it up. It's a conversation.
But then you said I'm trying to okay.
Right. So if you just stand down, I still don't even understand what every time. My God.
If someone isn't understanding someone, that's typically what other people do. I've done it to people who don't even like me. If they say something the other person don't understand it.
I would never get in the middle of your conversation like this, but it's crazy. Why do you have to help him so much?
Because it was about me. Leave me out of it. Don't put my name in it. You literally put my name in it when no one did.
Put your name in it, motherfucker. What your stupid ass don't get, nigga? How put your motherfucking name in it?
How did I put my name in it?
He put your name in it. He did.
I agree with what Tommy said.
Right. So who put your name in it, me or him?
He was following me.
So who said your name, me or him?
No, you did. You said you tried to turn around and make his argument about the thing he was making it, trying to say, well, Tommy do it. That's weird.
Okay,
so talking about calling out dysfunction.
What happened when they just asked me Kobe Bryant about
why would you include Tommy? Why wouldn't you include Tommy? Right.
Hold on. Let me try to connect it. So Afro used you as a launching pad to add the whole dysfunction conversation in. And that's why Taz is tying you into the conversation. That's what's going on. He said, I agree with Tommy's point. and then he connected you.
And what was Tommy's point? Because Tommy didn't say that we have a
dysfunction economy. Dysfunction economy. You didn't say that.
When he said he agreed with, I didn't say that. I never said that.
No, you didn't.
That's fine.
Which is why I didn't understand how he could tie it to you in any way, shape, or form, and then say that. Which is why he should have to explain that.
To me.
So, hold on, Tommy, so you can understand. This is why Taz was trying to get Afro Nerd to connect the two, because he didn't understand why he was adding you into it.
He didn't. He just said he agreed with what I was saying. Y'all can play it back. Y'all, this is insane.
How can he agree and then say that shit, though, is my point.
He went on to his own, because he went on to his own point. He went on to his own point. He was saying,
right, which is a bad one.
He said about this.
Right,
now let me make my because he was just saying, like, wait a minute. The other guy that's on the panel earlier today, when he came up, what did he do? He said, I disagree with what Tommy said. He started off that way. All he was saying was, I heard something Tommy said, and then he said he disagreed with me. Then he went on to make his own point. He was just pointing out that what he heard me say, he disagreed with. I don't understand how y'all don't see how conversations go. If I walk up,
I know how they go, fam. That's why I asked multiple times again, just get into the dysfunction economy that I cut you off when you were talking about, and you just keep missing that he won't talk about that. He can't.
Me in the dysfunction economy.
Yeah, I did. I'm so sorry, Tommy. I shouldn't have said your name. I didn't know it was gonna mean you gotta save the bitch. I didn't know you was gonna put on the cape and save the bitch. I didn't know you was gonna have to save the bitch. I didn't know that. My bad.
Why would you personally? Again, if we was up here talking about somebody cheating, and I said Taz done cheated, why don't you? Like, what the fuck I do to get in it? Like, that would be weird.
He put you in it.
He didn't. Y'all, this is crazy. This is the most circular argument. Just like he said there a lot about that culture thing. Didn't you do videos with Ag Culture? No. Didn't you associate with it? No. Well, you said something. Yeah, I said something about one thing. She said, yeah, I remember that. That's what I was talking about. That don't make sense. And everybody knows that's bullshit. No, that's bullshit. You didn't remember that. Therefore, you attached us.
I didn't.
Crazy.
How the fuck was you attached to the bitch then if I ain't remember it?
I'm not attached to her. By your logic, you can throw any person's name out.
Admitted you was attached to the... My nigga,
you.
I could pull this shit up and show you your attachment to the bitch.
Okay. Do you want to see it? A lot of things I'm not attached to the bitch. Let me talk about a lot of things. I'm not attached to those people. That makes zero sense.
Hold on. Let's attempt to move it forward. So this way we can get back to the economy thing, because I do think that part is interesting, right? So the dysfunction economy. So for this dysfunction economy in the Black culture, Tommy, do you believe that you are part of the Black dysfunction economy? So this way we could hash out that.
Well, you have to describe what it means. What does that mean? What does it mean to you? And then I can tell you if I'm in it or not.
Okay, go. Would you like to try to explain this?
You asked the question. You can't explain it. You asked the question.
Because
I mean, at some point it would go back to Afro Nerd because he never finished laying it out because he was too fucking cowardly.
Well, but he did
explain it. I'll try to do it for him. I'll try to do it.
Okay, Sharon, Afro Nerd did. He did explain it. He even said that's why he said there are two different ecosystems. I'll repeat his words. What he said. Anybody in the comment section can tell me if I'm lying that he said it. What he said was, he said, you got World Star Hip Hop. He said, you have these housewives. He said, you have the Shade Room. And he said, what they are doing is taking the dysfunction and pushing it forward. And they're getting paid off of it while we're the ones who are thinking, well, that must be
How is Tommy doing something different than that? How is Tommy doing something different than taking the dysfunction and moving it forward?
So he's saying that you are doing the critiquing part, right? So he's saying,
yes,
Tommy,
he said I'm critiquing said dysfunction.
Okay, so now,
but you're
critiquing. So like ESPN and the NBA, we could say they are connected. They are both a part of the same economy. One is critiquing it, and one is playing the sport, right? So we could put World Star Hip Hop in playing the sport, and we could put you into critiquing the sport. So now, why is that not attached as one economy is my question.
And then see, there you go. Very good way of putting it together. Now, that's why I asked. I said, if you put me in that economy, like the way you explained it, then of course I'd be in that economy. By the way you explained it. Now, again, you would not say ESPN by critiquing the NBA is the NBA, though. You wouldn't say it. Nor if they were critiquing it and saying, like, okay, we watch the games and the games are shit, or I think the games are set up. Though the NBA would get upset with them for doing that because they were saying that the league is fake and the outcome is predetermined. You would not then at that point say they are the same and they're in it for the same thing, but you could still say they're in the same economy, because if you're getting paid to say the NBA is fake and you're getting paid to play in the NBA, then you both are getting paid because you're so once you use the word economy, well, then they both are getting paid to do that around the NBA.
Okay, so
That's
the way
simple.
how I framed it, so the way how I framed it, you agree with it, but the way how Afro framed it, you still might not agree that you're a partner.
No, not that I don't disagree. I'm saying I agree with how he framed it because he told you it's a separate thing, which is what I just told you. If I was saying the NBA was fake every day, or what about the people who are saying this is a perfect one, that Supergirl is going to suck? People are watching their videos and they're getting paid by saying Supergirl is going to suck. Would you say they're in the same economy as movie making Supergirl? That James Gunn and them are in the same economy? They're not.
Yes.
James Gunn's economy is based upon its success. The guy criticizing it is based upon its failure. It's not the same. It will do just like this. You want to go up or want to go down?
I
disagree. It's anybody.
I mean,
well,
it's
wait,
crazy.
So
like I say, it's literally making excuses. Like it's literally just sitting here making excuses like somebody fucking stupid or something. So I'll say it again. If the question is about calling out bad behavior in the black community, which is what he said, he made it seem like we have a problem with calling out degeneracy in the black community. Then he hinged that conversation on an economy. The only reason I said that was an issue is because people like you, people like Myron Gaines, the Black Manosphere, and all of you other people, whoever you want to add to that yourself, all of you are part of promoting bad things that make black people look even worse in mainstream, in the media. Whether you want to say it's right or wrong, whether you want to call it good or bad, you're promoting black degeneracy no different than the white people you're talking about. That's what I don't get.
So people who criticize white supremacy are promoting white supremacy.
Ain't that why the SPLC is
I literally just asked a direct question. Yes, go ahead. A person that criticizes white supremacy is pushing white supremacy by your logic.
The argument can be made, yes.
All right. And the same if you criticize homosexuality, you're pushing homosexuality. If you criticize the police, you're pushing the police. Okay, I'm okay with you. As long as y'all consistent, we're good. So if you criticize me, you're pushing me.
Correct.
That argument can be made.
The argument's also made with what Sharon said. ESPN, they're going to criticize NBA players, but they're actually a promoter of the NBA. They're in partnership with the NBA. So you do promote those things by criticizing them and even giving them.
Yeah, but they're not criticizing. Hold on, no, they don't just sit there and criticize the NBA. They promote it by literally showing the games. They promote it by saying a great matchup. They promote it by saying this is one of the best games. They promote it by saying this is one of the best players. They're saying that I say nothing positive. I only go around looking for the negative. That's why I said if there was ESPN and all they did was say the NBA was fake, nobody would say they're in partnership.
Well, that's because they are actually in partnership, but in a way, just like you mentioned with the Supergirl reference, you are in a way promoting it because that's going to make people want to go see the movie and see if you're correct. So it does promote.
It actually isn't though, but since they've been doing that, and that's why James Gunn have been complaining about it. Since all those the podcasters, which is the same reason why what's her name complained about male podcasters. She said that's why she lost the damn race. So what y'all are saying is a lie. Because if you say something bad about something long enough, it usually is going to make people not go see it, not go be a part of it, not vote for it. So that is the reason why if you go look at Movie Tracker right now, at first, the Movie Tracker said that the Supergirl was expected to make 65 million. Do you know that because of all of the bad talk it's been getting from all of the podcasters, they're now expected to make 35 million? A 30 million drop simply because people have been talking negative about it. That is a reason why Rotten Tomatoes exist. There's a reason. Because if they say something good about your movie, there's a higher chance people are going to go see it. If they say it sucks, they're not going. And ain't nobody going to say that group who said the movie sucks is in line with the people who made the movie. They're in the same economy. They're not. One of them need them to make money in order for them to be a success. The other needs it to be a failure in order for them to be a success.
And therefore, they're in the same. Hold up. Real quick. They're in the same industry. They're just on separate sides
there you go.
of the coin. But at the same time,
even then, they're not in the same industry because if you think about it, the guy that's critiquing the movie doesn't make movies.
But they're still
they're not even in the same industry.
They kind of need each other. But at the same time, look at you, Tommy. You're wearing a
Trump hat.
You're wearing a Trump hat. So let's speak objectively. When you're talking about Donald Trump, all of the negative publicity that he's had, do you believe that that's giving him more of a platform, and now more people paid attention to what he said because of the negative publicity?
Well, first off, he had a huge platform before, which is why everybody knew him before he ever did anything. Before he ever ran, let's not try to pretend he became a worldwide name because he ran for president. He was a worldwide name before then. Literally was, so much so that his name became a thing. His name became a thing. It's like Babe Ruthian.
But the negative publicity has also helped him. There's an old saying in show business that all publicity is good publicity.
No, I agree with you, but he was who he was. He has gotten a bad name because of bad politics.
Whoever chat Billy's in, because I can't block him from my chat. Please block Billy because he's saying, a whole bunch of
nonsense. I told you to give me a wrench and you won't give me no wrench.
That ain't from your chat. It's not from a chat that I can.
Oh, I was
whoever chat, I think it's either Uda's or Beachy's chat. Is talking about you got to block that person because I can't block them.
You got to tell them to stop broadcasting your show. Then tell them to stop doing that.
So now
I would never do that. I would never broadcast your show, Sharon. I wouldn't.
I just want to be clear though, right? So when you didn't refute anything,
hold on. Uda or Beachy, do y'all see Billy 902 in y'all chat? Can somebody please block his ass?
Can you just block the whole person or just his ass?
Yes, we just need his ass blocked. Go ahead, go. Hopefully we get that.
I was just saying because like Tommy sat there and kind of just finished out that scenario I was given by agreeing, what I'm saying? Because again, I don't disagree that, somewhat doing a video about Tommy is promoting Tommy. But having said that, now, do you understand now why I was trying to get him to have his own conversation? Now, do you understand that, Bill Tommy?
About which part?
About that economy that he's referring to. Because even though you may not feel like you belong in the conversation, he should have to highlight and at least outline where the shade room and all these other places aren't the degeneracy economy, because I'm saying that already exists. And because I was
gonna say I can tell you where he did that. I can tell you where he did.
Let me find out. Somebody in Uda's goddamn chat. If you have a wrench, please block that person. Beachy, can you hear me, Beachy? Can you make sure this person Billy is not in your chat?
What Beachy at on? What's she on La Brea?
Beachy, you can hear me, Beachy? Yeah. Can you check to see if this Billy person is in your chat? Because Uda is frozen.
Let me refresh.
Is she off of Figueroa? Is she on Fig?
Nah, I don't see him. Is that what they're going by, Billy?
Yes. It's saying do fentanyl on it.
They're not over here.
All right, so
wait, let me check the other. Let me check vertical. Hold on. Go on. All right.
Like, I know you got to have at least one mod in his chat. Like, come on, Uda channel. Like, you got to have at least one mod over there. Like, goddamn, that's crazy. He's trying to literally get the, I don't know what's the problem.
What is he saying? It's bothering the crap out of you. I want to see what he's saying now. You bringing attention to it. You promoting it.
I don't see him.
All right, so I just removed
on StreamYard, bro. You can't. Yeah, you can't see it anymore.
I can't do it because it's from somebody else's chat.
It's not mine. I checked vertical and I checked the stream.
It was on Uda's channel. I don't know what's going on, but nobody on Uda's channel was willing to.
Who's that?
Make Gilly great again.
Who's that?
That's just
what's going on, Sharon?
You two right now.
Okay. Yeah, I see the channel. Yeah, okay.
Somebody on your channel was trying to get us struck in by saying a whole bunch of
weirdo stuff,
drug stuff. Yeah.
All right, cool.
And nobody in your chat.
You gonna stop using English wrong like that? Tooken ain't a word, and strucken is not a word.
Hey, you already know. I told you I understand it. But I'm gonna still use tooken. I don't use taken. It is what it is.
You could use tooken. You could instead of the en, you could do took and then eth like took it. You
gonna stop letting English whip your ass, Sharon? You gonna fight back?
I'm black, goddamn it. I say tooken, goddamn it. I'm from Brooklyn. We say tooken. I can't get it out of me. I got a lot of bad.
Pause.
All right, so now I guess now that we got that part done, whoever that person was trying to ruin Uda's channel, and none of the goddamn moderators in Uda's channel was trying to save the channel, which is wild to me. Like, we gotta really start like supporting our channels. Like, come on, like we should be having well over 100 likes. We should have well over 100 shares. Y'all having a good time. Y'all dying laughing. We giving y'all all of the aspects of a good show. Screaming,
stop saying we. You know it's me.
Anger, laughter, facts, stats, arguments. Every emotion that a human go through, you went through it today on this goddamn show.
Tommy, you ain't here by yourself, nigga. Stop.
Let them know, go.
Right, so I don't trust him anyway. He look like Cameron. I don't trust him.
Hey man, stop, bro. Cut that shit out.
So now that we got it back, that whole situation with the economy thing, I do understand why you are thrown into this negative idea of the economy, and people are profiting off of it. But to add the Zeus network and things of that nature, I think that is ridiculous. I don't think nobody look at the Zeus network as a black network, so to speak. It's just a ratchet network.
Okay, but why did you look? No, but okay, if you don't look at it that way, what about the people who participate in it? The contestants on the shows, all of these people, why are they not even called coons? You will call people who critique the black community coons, but you will not call the people who are adding to the bad critique that the black community gets. It will be like if you remember what y'all said about Austin Metcalf is a reflection of his father. And that if his father isn't critiquing what his son doing, then that means he's okay with it. So why aren't we saying that about black people? The same thing you're saying about this one man and his son. Why aren't you saying it about black people and saying if they are going out here and none of the people who are saying things that are hurting the image of blacks are called coons? King Von was never called a coon. Ever.
He's absolutely been called a coon.
Yeah, I think people like King Von and the ratchet ladies that is on the Zeus network, they already kind of on the outside of black culture. They are on just strictly the negative aspect of black culture. Majority of people don't believe we act like that. majority of people don't want to hang around people that act like that, and they are
I just
willing
googled
to
the term king is. I just googled, which searched the entire internet for King Von and Coon in the same sentence. It never came up. So if someone's doing it, they surely aren't doing it very loudly.
Right, because he's a different version of it, right? He's called the YN. He's the one that is destroying the community. But you could also put that King Von is somebody that is destroying the black community, destroying the black culture. Most people do not want their children to be moving and acting like King Von. Nobody propping him up as some kind of positive aspect.
They did.
So,
there's YouTube videos and TikTok videos of mothers dressing their sons up as King Von for Halloween. This was a fact.
But why would King Von be the place to start?
That's because he's a demon. That's the perfect place to do it for Halloween. If we talking about
No.
demons,
They weren't. No. So what about the women who dressed up as bunnies? They were demons. That is not true.
Jason is a demon. Dracula is a demon. All these things on Halloween.
And bunnies, Catholic school girls. Those are demons. Iron Man is a demon.
Hold on, Tommy. Most of those things are demons. That is for Halloween. We know that's for ghouls.
Oh my God, is he really doing this? Yo, there's several things people dress up for Halloween. You're now lying, and y'all get away with this shit. Y'all don't just stop and say, "Okay, you got me." There are other things. There are a lot more things that people dress up as.
We have to stop and pretend like you got us.
So this is the problem I have. You want to muddy the water. So I'm.
How am I muddying the water when I'm asking?
You're using 10 people because you're using 10 people and acting as if this is the black community out there dressing their kids up as King Von. That's not a majority.
It ain't. No, I'm pointing. Okay, again, just like you pointed out. Okay. What did you point out? Hold on. When you were talking about white women, you named a bitch from 1960 as your proof that they bad. You then named the Karen movement as your proof that they're bad. You did this. But I can't name King Von as my proof.
No,
I can go past King Von and PG Duck, drill music.
Hold on. No. Your argument, hold on. You saying your argument for them dressing up like that is that they are propping him up. And that the black community is propping him up. And what I'm saying, and all I'm saying is that just because you can show those few doesn't mean that black folks in the culture is propping up King Von, is all I'm saying.
Okay, so you're telling me black people in the culture. So if a white guy who said nigger was selling records and he was selling, let's say, 3 million records, and white people were selling out shows going to see him, just keep calling people nigger. You mean to tell me you would not have a overview or overarching thought of what white people thought that they made this person popular? You mean to tell me you would not think this at all? That he's going around calling black folks nigger and it's the #1 hit on the station. You wouldn't believe that has anything to do with the mentality of the people buying it.
It is a white boy out there saying the N-word. They attempt to make him famous, but guess what? Black folks ain't buying it. What I'm talking about is the black culture.
You see how he's skipping over that? Yes. What happened with that white boy? What happened?
Nothing.
No. What did you think of white people giving him money? When he went to jail and white people gave him all that money, what did you think right then?
I don't think nothing about it.
But you think something about the fucking people who put Carmelo Anthony in jail. So it was 12 whites who put Carmelo in jail, and it shows racism.
What I'm saying is that you got to stop moving. You got to stop moving the goalposts. What we're talking about is that King Von, nobody is propping him up and saying they want their child to be like King Von. That's what the conversation is about. So you cannot try to move the goal, even though, like, you move the goalposts about like 100 yards. Let's bring the goalpost.
I don't understand the King Von point though. What is the point with the King Von shit? What is the overall point though?
I was using the fact that I said it was the same as how when you were talking to that guy and you brought me up. Same thing. See the point? If you did not understand it when you brought me up, then you'd understand me, who's the person, would say, well, I don't understand why I was thrown in it. But now that I threw King Von in it, you don't understand why I would bring up an example, but I was used as an example.
Right, you were. So is there any way possible you could elaborate on why y'all talking about King Von?
Yes, I was saying this is a person who never got called, and I can give 1,000 more of people who were involved in the community of pushing the degeneracy and normalizing it. They were never called a thing, and they harmed black people.
Now, when you say
they physically harmed them.
Called by who? Mm-hmm. Called by who?
That's why I went and looked it up. I said there was no one. You can see black men who say something you don't like. You can Google their name. You can Google their name and see that people have called them coons.
Okay, because I just want to be clear, because like, for example, if you look up C. Dolores Tucker, she didn't call them coons, but she did call them out for what it was that they were doing, and it was basically being coonish or whatever.
And she was shunned and run away.
Right. But I'm just saying, you went and used
the community rejected her.
Stop. You went and searched the term coon as if you're going to find the pushback under that term. But if you use that same terminology,
he wasn't alive when C. Dolores Tucker was doing her work.
Stop running. I'm telling you, there's no history of nobody using this word to call out artists. We don't typically see it. So to say nobody called out King Von because they didn't use that terminology, well, again, C. Dolores Tucker was calling out Snoop. She was calling out Drake. She was calling out all this music and what they were doing. And she didn't use the term coon, but what she was doing was saying what they're doing is anti-black. It's anti-black woman. Someone else would define that as a coon. It's that simple, bro. So when you say no one called him a coon, you're going to get some pushback for that, because some people view what he was doing on the music side as cooning. It's not abnormal to say that, bro.
The C. Dolores Tucker was talking about what she was talking about before. One, coon was a popular term like it is in my era. And two, before King Von was even born. Then he said, no one calls rappers coons. I'm sorry, I just Googled that. Kanye West was called a coon. Ice Cube was called a coon. Snoop Dogg was called a coon. Azalea Banks was called a coons. And that's just, you can look up and see the videos with them being called a coon. Right, it is a lot. Oh, no, okay, so now I was supposed to let you sit there and say it when I'm trying to.
Go ahead, bro.
I wanted to say this before you said it. You were allowed to say these things had not happened. And now I'm showing you that they have been. And all you have to do is say, oh, my bad, instead of, if I told you you can't find 10 people who went fishing in Lake Lanier and you show me 30, I ain't going to giggle about it. I'll say I got it wrong. And that's the sad part about having discussions with black folks. They will say something and be 100% right. And then you prove them wrong and they will giggle instead of saying, oh, I didn't know that. Or maybe I just forgot. You're right. They did call Stacey Dash a coon. They did call these people out their name because they voted for somebody we didn't like. That is a fact. I didn't make that up.
Right, but what you are making up is now, again, as you always do, you move the goalpost. So why were we talking about King Von in the first place? Right. When we say, because again, are we talking about coon as far as your behavior in the community? That was the whole point I was asking in the first place. So I'm fine with it. But like, you add Azalea Banks, Stacey Dash. I thought you started with drill rappers. You started somewhere else. So now Stacey Dash wasn't called a coon for rap, right? I just understand what you're doing. Stacey Dash was called a coon for what she was saying about Black History Month and shit like that. Not to do with the rap or anything like that. So I want to understand how you just threw all that together for your goofy ass audience, please.
See? So my audience all of a sudden is just goofy ass when I named how many rappers.
Wine, brother. Like, stop lying, brother.
I named a shit ton of rappers when I started, and then I pointed out that this is an era of calling people coons today, and it's black people who you disagree with. And I said, but we're not calling these other people coons the ones who are doing things that if you're using the word coon, it's supposed to be somebody doing something anti-black. I don't understand how rapping about selling drugs and to black people and killing other blacks is not anti-black. But they're not called coons. But let them vote for Donald Trump. They're a coon now because they don't believe in Juneteenth. They're a coon now. So all these things that you're using today, not when C. Dolores Tucker, who was run out of the black community because of her stance on the violence and the type of talk that was going on in the community, who she herself was a hypocrite because all she wanted to do was be able to run a record company. But we use the term coon now. Just like girls say bruh now. I ain't gonna turn around and say, no, you never heard when Coretta Scott King didn't say bruh. Yeah, because they didn't use that language back then. So of course you wouldn't have used coon back when C. Dolores Tucker was talking, because they didn't use that word. There was no bunch of people being called coons back then. They weren't. You can't name no niggas that was called coons back in 1989. Who was calling somebody a coon in 89? I'm 50. I never heard nobody call no damn coon.
Yeah, they was using the term coon in the 80s. Yes.
Long time.
Yeah.
Okay, so then tell me about all these. Who were the coons of the 80s? Tell me so I can look this up that they were calling them this. Who were they? Who were the coons of the 80s? Uh-huh.
Coon of the 80s.
Y'all said they were using it. Who were the coons?
Anti-black people.
No, you would be able to name if I said who were the guys who were selling out stadiums in the 80s, you could tell me who they were. You wouldn't say the popular people.
No, what I'm saying.
But you're looking for a quote.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure because I'm not talking about.
We called them sellouts.
Yeah, we call them sellouts too, right?
We call them sellouts. That's what you were called.
Yes,
sellout.
Listen, I'm from the South. I'm just saying, I remember people being called sellouts. Sellouts are a little different than a coon. Okay? A sellout is somebody who actually get money based on their anti-blackness. And a coon may not be getting anything. They may really feel what they're saying. In fact, I could have sworn in Living Color, didn't they call the Bigsby? Wasn't it a person in Living Color? They called a coon?
Nope. That was Clayton Bigsby was not on In Living Color. That was in our era.
Yeah, you're right.
That's what I've been right the whole time.
I'm saying you're right with the show, but don't take when I said that because I'm admitting you're right about the show. I got the show wrong.
No, I'm admit that I'm right that we didn't use it. This was not a prevalent word in the 80s. I'm saying, okay, I still grew up in the 80s, and it was not a prevalent term in the 80s. Coon was not a prevalent word in the 80s. Why would anybody lie and say it was?
Okay, I'm not lying, but let's admit this. The internet wasn't here the way it is. So what may have been happening or not happening in your area is what wasn't happening or was happening. But what was happening in my area, people use the term coon. I am from Louisiana.
Ice Cube.
I heard coon. Yes. Not only that, but listen.
No limit rappers call somebody a coon in no song. Y'all, I want y'all to think about this. No limit rapper called anybody a coon in any song. No Hot Boys called anybody a coon in any song. Just keep going.
In the 80s, right? We're talking about the 90s now.
Yeah. So wait.
Okay. I'm right.
I'm going to keep on. I'm going to. Okay. Thank you. Somebody said coon is a newer term that people are using. It is. They call it sellout. MC Hammer was never called a coon. MC Hammer was called a sellout. Ice Cube, when he did his song about when he said "Be true to the game," he was saying sellout. He didn't say coon.
Everybody you mentioning, you are talking about the 90s and the 2000s. You said the 80s. Remember? Don't move it.
I'm not I'm okay. I'm asking you.
And they wasn't talking about this in music
someone from the 80s, please. Name someone that's national, not someone in your town. Name someone that's national who said it, please, in the 80s.
I want to jump in right here. Bond's right. Like I looked up the origins of it in the racial context of the word coon, and that's going back to the late Mid 1800s. So
Yes, it's when whites used it to describe blacks. Blacks didn't use it to describe themselves. Whites used it to describe blacks.
So somebody was saying, and then it got popular in the 19th century. So it was a thing. It just may not. People just were using sellout and Uncle Tom.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It existed, but we weren't using it. Now we're using it every day. Tell me I'm lying. Every nigga, everything they say we don't like, they're a coon. They throwing raccoons on your screen every 5 minutes. It's just something you never said to somebody before. You never said this. But because blacks didn't believe in saying it to each other. We didn't believe in saying it was what whites called blacks. We actually had